For 9 days now, Pedro has been experiencing what you may call a living nightmare. It started with noises in the kitchen, then evolved to small appearances, more and more frequently. Pedro has only slept 11 hours in the last 3 days. Based on what's currently happening to him, he arrived at 2 possible theories. Either he is completely losing his mind, or, despite all of his previous beliefs, he is truly troubled by ghosts. Let's not waste too much time with Pedro's dilemma. It's ghosts. Despite what your beliefs are on the subject, you're about to discover that ghosts do exist in your world. They are dead life forms stuck between the macroscopic scale and the quantum scale, 1 foot in each. These entities are a unique glimpse of the quantum world, and the only way for you, simple human, to experience the true nature of quantum energy in the macroscopic world. Because yes, ghosts are composed solely of energy. And do you know what is also made solely of energy? Absolutely everything. The universe does not contain energy, because energy actually is the universe. For you to begin to understand quantum physics, you need to know that matter, as you commonly picture it, does not exist, because everything is energy. I guess when I say particle, you might imagine a very, very small grain that can only be seen with a really powerful microscope. But that is a completely false representation of quantum particles. They are not actually something tangible, not something you can touch, because these particles are made only out of energy. These particles shape the atoms that shape all known matter. If your fist can't punch through a brick wall, it's not because the bricks are more solid than your hand. It's that the bricks are repelling harder than your hand, simply because brick matter contains a larger amount of energy in the chemical bonds of its atoms, making these bonds stronger and much harder to break down than those of your weak hand. Matter is elusive, vibrating, invisible. It is something you think you see, something you think you touch, but you are wrong. The only time you're right, the only time your eyes are not deceiving you, is when you see a ghost in its pure energy form. Unfortunately, being right would be, in this case, bad news for you. So why has Pedro been troubled by ghosts for 9 days? Well, Pedro was a very dynamic entrepreneur who was on the edge of creating a very successful quantum computer startup. Unfortunately for him, his bright and successful future would have seriously come in the way of the quantum plan. So it had to be nipped in the bud. That's why ghosts were unleashed on him. Ghosts have been at the disposal of the quantum plan since man walked the earth. We stuck dead life forms between quantum and macroscopic scales until they got the job done. A very efficient means to deal with troublemakers like Pedro. When their task is complete, we release them into the quantum world. One last thing before we finish this episode. I bet that even if you are familiar with the concept of human ghosts, you may not know about the other life forms. Cockroaches, rats, cats, parrots. Any life form can be a ghost with the aim of troubling you. They could even be plants. These ghosts are all around you, watching you, ready to make themselves useful, to achieve their purpose. Never will you understand what they really want, and unless we want to, never, ever will you be able to know when they will strike.